done with this, just so you know, in case you're wondering. Here we go. Hey, Facebook, we are live. Hi, everybody. Look at all the veterans we got going here to entertain you today. This is the Veteran to Military show every Saturday, every Sunday. You can watch from home with your pants on or not. We just don't want to know. So welcome, welcome. Kick back and have some fun. You're going to hear some great stories and jokes by all the veterans. And today in the Bob Hope spot, honorary military spot, is my friend and New York comedian, Bruce Lipsky. Wave to everybody, Bruce. You're going to have a treat. Welcome, welcome. A little bit about our sponsor, and we'll start off with the show. The only paid sponsor I have is ahabroadway.org. Oh my gosh, are they supportive? You know, sometimes you only need one sponsor when they're that good to you. That's what we have right now. If you are a comedian or an actor, actress, if you want to learn improv, you can up your games or learn the craft by contacting, like it says on the screen, ahabroadway.org. Right now, veterans, military, can have classes for $10 a class. You're not going to be able to comparison shop that and come out any better anywhere else unless it's free. But Aha Broadway cares about acting, improv, and stand-up for children, seniors, and veterans. So give ahabroadway.org a shout out on your page, go to their website, check out what they're doing. You're going to love it. So for now, that's our sponsor. And let's get into this moment, you guys, because today's show is hosted by my friend and fellow veteran of comedy with the Veterans of Comedy group, Chris Crawford. So give it up for Chris Crawford.
Woo! Hey guys, how's it going? Zoomland. Man, it's a pleasure every single week to talk to you guys. We do this on Saturday and we do it on Sunday at 1 o'clock Central Time and all kinds of times around the country. Now, I say all the times, whatever it is, Pacific Time, Eastern Time. If you're Pacific Time, 2 hours ahead of me, Eastern Time, you're 1 hour behind me. It all gets weird in the mix at the end of the day. But I am happy to be here every single week, and I hope you guys join in. Bruce, thank you for taking the Bob Hope spot. We're honored to see you here. And I think I should introduce myself. I am Chris Crawford. I'm a veteran. I'm a husband. I'm a dad. And I'm a teacher. Not necessarily in that order. But as a veteran, I'm a very special type of veteran. I'm the type of veteran that believes the word veteran should never be abbreviated to the word vet. You see, vet can mean so many different things. It can mean prior service member. It can mean animal doctor. It can mean Corps vet. It can even mean a person who has a lot of experience in their profession. Now, my father-in-law, he was in the service. So was his dog. So in theory, I, as a vet, could help a vet take his vet to the vet in a vet. Like a vet. Oh, man. You guys are looking at me like, what am I doing here? I'll tell you, I was vetted. Oh. No, like most military people, I'm not from here. I'm a transplant. So when I go home for the holidays, I really have to go somewhere. And I go all the way back to a place called Cooter, Missouri. Yeah, I said Cooter. It's a nice place in a backwoodsy, rednecky sort of way. But anytime I go home, me and my family, we take a trip over to the department store, the only department store in Cooter. And when I say department store, I mean the Dollar General. And when I say my family, I mean my family. I'm talking about my nieces, my nephews, my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my kids, and my wife. One great big redneck mecca right over to the great department store of Cooter, Missouri. Now, the last time we made such a trip, my youngest daughter, she began to act out, you know, the way they do. And I was going to try and crush at the lowest level, bend down, have a conversation with her. But before I get too far into that, I'll tell you, military members, depending on when you serve, you have your own world problems to think about, your own war. Mine happened to be the war on terrorism. With that came some common misconceptions. People believe that Middle Easterners raise their kids to be terrorists. That's not true. All kids are terrorists. Just in America, we like to train it out of them. Now, let me get back to my conversation with my child. I got down about eye level. She began to make demands. Well, I don't negotiate with terrorists. So I scoop her little butt up. I'm going to take her out to the car. That's a known consequence. Now she doesn't want that, so she's kicking and flailing just a little bit. So like any good dad would, I threw up over my shoulder and I quickened my pace. Then she began to really fight me. Arms this way, legs that way, and I'm okay with this. But then my child, she did the unthinkable. In public, she cried for help. She was all, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Think about this, Bruce. I'm a middle-aged man. You're a small community. You don't know me. I'm darn near running for the door with a small child draped over my shoulder, kicking and flailing, fighting for its life, talking about, help, help, help me, help me, help me. Man, in Texas, I'd have been shot. I couldn't get out that door quick enough. I darn near sprinted across the parking lot, got to the car, opened the car door. I went to put her in. She didn't want to go in. She's holding on to the door frame with all four limbs. And I'm pushing on her torso, pushing on her torso till the little limbs just give out. Get into the car seat, tie her down like a darn hostage. Stand up, look around, hundreds of spectators. Some might call them witnesses. But you know, not a single one of them challenged me. You know why? Because they know all kids are terrorists, not to be negotiated with. Oh man. No, I told you that I'm a veteran and a husband, and I said all that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, I tell you that I'm a husband because I want you guys to know that I am married, going on 12 years, happily so. But you know, in that time, I learned a thing or two. For instance, did you know that married people have different nicknames than single people? For instance, I'm not sweetie, I'm not honey, I'm not baby, I'm not babe. Now, my wife, she calls me somebody. It's nice. Of course, she never says it directly to me. She'll walk into an empty room, declare, somebody should mow the lawn, or somebody should do the dishes, or maybe somebody should go change that baby's diaper. And I do it all because I love her. At least more times than not. There are those times when she's driving. That's a hard not. You see, anytime she's behind the wheel, it's like she's angry. It's like she has constant road rage. You guys get road rage? It's okay.
Woo!
You don't. Yeah, there we go. But you don't have to admit it because I know that we all do. But I recently learned something about myself. I'm pretty tolerant of other drivers. What gets under my skin, what gives me road rage, are the other people in my own car. They make me say things like, don't make me come back there, or I will turn this car around. Of course, my go-to at the moment is, I'll wreck this car right now and end it all. Oh, man. Oh. Now, when it comes to things like that, I wanted to tell you, it doesn't matter because I love the hell out of my wife. But you know, spouses, they can be pretty demanding. For instance, a while back, my wife asked me if I would care to learn a second language with her. I told her, hell no. Sounded like a lot of work. 3 days later, she asked me again, and I knew it was going to be a thing. So I told her, yeah. Would you believe that she let me pick the language? So I chose something that could be completely viable to me here in Texas. I chose Italian. Okay, so not very viable at all, but I worked real hard at it for about a week. It was as tough as I thought it would be, so I quit. But before I did, I took a test that told me I'm exactly 1.9% fluent in Italian. I'd say that qualifies me to teach you a thing or two, give you some words. You guys want to learn some words? Any one of you, I'll teach you. You want some words? Want some Italian? Here we go. Check it out. You stretch for this. Figaro, 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 Figaro. Now, I'm not sure who or what that guy was singing about, but I like to believe it's that cat from Pinocchio. Or maybe you guys won't believe he's singing about kittens. God, I love cats. But let me digress. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to give you some words. Let's start with ciao. I don't mean the dog you grew up with or the food that you ordered. I mean C-I-A-O. You see, in Italy, it means both hello and goodbye. Try that in America. Walk up to somebody, let them say hi to you. Look back at them and say goodbye. Straight jerk move, not cool. You'll not be friends. However, in Italy, you can walk up to somebody, say ciao. They'll look back at you and say ciao. Now, he could be the nice guy in the world or a straight up jerk. You don't know the difference. Kind of cool, kind of messed up at the same time. Well, let's move on to another word. Prego. Correction. Prego. Yeah, I just rolled the R. I don't normally say it like that, though. I normally say it the way I said it the first time. Prego. And half the room will believe I'm talking about a pregnant woman. The other half might believe I'm talking about that pasta sauce you find over in aisle 12. Well, you might be surprised to learn that it does not mean pasta sauce and does not mean pregnant woman. What it means is you're welcome. Now, with that in mind, let's think back to that pasta sauce for a second, how it just sits there, knowing it's so darn good, it gives you a preemptive, you're welcome right across the label. Prego. Prego indeed. Seems kind of arrogant if you ask me, but you know, I like that kind of swagger. So much so that I let it inspire my first tattoo right across my chest. Prego. That way, when I'm frolicking on the beach, I mean, walking very manly with my shirt off. Anybody that sets eyes on me will know that my body welcomes their gaze. However, it's possible they don't see the same sexy beast of a man that I see in the mirror. They may see my pale, flat chest, slightly swollen gut, read my tattoo, and think, "Yep, prego, definitely prego." Oh man, the truth on this hurts. But I'll tell you, there's so much. I worked so hard for that 1 week, but in that time, the only thing I really learned was that the Italian language is a sexy language. But upon further review, most languages sound pretty awesome when you compare them to English. Now, some of you guys aren't going to want to believe that, so I'm going to offer the evidence in our youth. All right, I'm a teacher. I told you that I was a teacher. Now, my students, they come in and they try and spice up the English language on a daily basis. They take our words and turn them into acronyms, or they'll take our words and truncate them in some way, or they'll take a word that used to mean this and make it now mean this. And I pick up on it and I go home and I practice on my 18-year-old daughter. I tell her, "Your eyebrows are on fleek." That means they look good. "No cap." That means I'm not lying. She thinks I'm OD, which means I'm overdoing it. "I should change my drip," which means stop, Dad. I don't care how she feels though, because I think that she is lit. And that last word is the most interesting to me because I'm old enough to have seen its entire evolution. See, when I was a kid, it was legitimate, and then it was legit, and then it was too legit to quit. Now the kids say lit. For half a second, they just drove the word litty. Nobody liked that, so they went back to lit, and I'm glad they did. You see, compared to litty, I think that lit sounds pretty damn legit. I didn't even say it's too legit to quit. It sounds legitimate to me. What? Oh man, working in here, guys, working. No, I'm quite certain that that is my time. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for your laughs. I'm going to go ahead and move it on to our next comedian. All right, coming out of Arizona, we have Linda Freesius, one of our go-tos, one of our champions. Please do your thing.
Keep it going for your host, Chris Crawford. Now, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. You got back from Dias Air Force Base last night or Friday night?
No, Friday night.
Okay, Friday night. You know what Dias is an acronym, right?
Yes.
Did you expect such?
Yes.
I was stationed at Dias Air Force Base back in the late 90s. And yes, you will find my name on a plaque there at some point in time. You know, we're just going to have a little bit of fun with that. But that's going to have to be for a different show because this is a clean show.
Yes.
Well, here's the situation. I served 30 years, and like an idiot, I got out last year. Most comics that you see are half my age. I'm 50 years old. They're worried about disappointing their parents. I got to disappoint the entire Department of Defense. See, the worst thing is they send you to TAP. So here I am sitting down in class and did so poorly, they sent me to remedial training. Worst thing was they sent me down with a career counselor. He says, "Liz, what are you good at?" I said, "Killing and bombing." He said, "Stand-up comedy." I said, "Sign me up." Yeah, it is a problem being out. I make a lousy civilian. Can we talk about this for just a minute? Anybody's welcome to chime in who wants to. I make a lousy civilian. I went in for a job interview and I'm sitting there. I got hired, thank God. I got hired by 31 Flavors, good old Baskin Robbins. And so the first day I walk in and here's the CEO in the boardroom with the rest of the team. He's, "Ladies and gentlemen, at 31 Flavors, we are very proud of our troops to scoops. So, but please remember, Liz might suffer from PTSD." I hate this stereotype. I know it's out there, but not every veteran suffers PTSD. Correction, I do suffer PTSD. But mine is perpetual total smartass disorder. And he just triggered it. There's nothing like pandering to a stereotype at a time like this. "Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost 20% of our market share out east. We need to solve this problem. Liz, what are your thoughts?" "Sir, we need to kill the enemy. Rocky rode them down to Bolivia, let their children cry over melted popsicles." Thank you, Liz, but I was a little more concerned about, looking at contracting out east. I specialize in contracts. Bomb pops, Italian ice, a scoop of cold steel running through that carton. You want to talk contracts? I can talk contracts. Cold Stone Creamery, where do you think they got that marble slab? Thank you, Liz, but I really want to talk securing the future of our company. Security? I'll give you security. We'll just rappel in on night vision goggles. We'll just absolutely spray the place. We'll have sniper fire, concertina wire. We'll throw in a couple hand grenades. We'll leave a smoking hole where the competition was. Security, could you please remove Liz?
Thank you for your service.
Jenkins. Gotta love Jenkins. He's my favorite coworker. But here's the problem. I got fired. Not a huge surprise. Well, I started serving as an instructor. I was actually a professor at a civilian university. And once again, I suck at being a civilian. The problem was students ask for what's known as reasonable accommodation. I'm not sure how familiar people are with that, but if they have a death in the family, something bad going on, they can ask to delay exams, other graded events. So I walk into the classroom and one of my students comes up, Professor, my emotional support goldfish died. I want reasonable accommodation. I wish I was making this up. I'm not. I really wish I was making this up. I looked at the student, it's like, down the hall, latrine's on the left, 5 minutes, be sure to flush. Next thing you know, my student turns Jedi on me. This is not the reasonable accommodation I'm looking for. You can go to the president's office. Move about your business. Move along. Well, that wasn't the reasonable accommodation that the university was expecting, so once again, I got fired. In fact, I've gotten fired so many times, I think I'm going to have to go work for the fire department. Maybe they can help out with this one. But yes, I do live here in Arizona, and it's a very weird place because everything out here bites, scratches, stings, burns, or is poisonous. And for all you single guys, yes, that includes your Tinder dates. Like I said, I'm 50 years old. When I was a kid, we used Tinder to burn things. Hasn't changed. See, they did an interview recently with a bunch of young ladies and said, hey, would you really date a 30-year-old man who lives with his mom? Response came back, oh no, but we'll date a 30-year-old man who lives with his wife. Yeah, I blame my generation for the social ills of this younger generation. We prided ourselves on raising children. And if you've got a 30-year-old in your basement, you've succeeded. Actually, truth of the matter, I loved being military. I grew up in the military. A lot of our civilian guys, they get hometowns. Military brats, we come with a map, a compass, and a personalized game of Where's Waldo. I went to 6 different schools before first grade. My teachers couldn't figure out why I was reciting the French alphabet with a Texas accent. Worst thing was kindergarten graduation. I was voted most likely to be the new kid. My parents mainstreamed me. It didn't matter what country we were in. I got mainstreamed. And with Sesame Street going worldwide, well, you guys got Sesame Street. I got the nightmare on Sesame Street. Built-in bullying. Because one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Oh. You guys go to high school reunions. I have to pay $8,000 to get to all of the high schools I ever went to. Oh God, yes. I love being military. It was such a rush. I mean, the problem that we see becoming civilians is the lack of vividness in life. As a kid, I got shipped off all over the world. Nowadays, we've got kids who are scared of crossing the street at age 23. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. So I'm at the comedy club the other night. Yeah. Like I said, killing and bombing, Sign me up. So I went to the comedy club the other night, and I'm talking with the audience, and one of the guys says, "Okay, you're 50. What'd your mom give you for your birthday?" Well, truth be known, it was a T-shirt that says "pissing off the entire planet, one person at a time." After half a century, you'd think she'd quit underestimating me. I can piss off an entire country in 5 minutes or less, so your next word is free. I even managed to piss off my mother-in-law on my wedding day. She looks at me and says, "Your two sisters seem so normal." So do her 12 ex-husbands. Hey, I'm not taking marriage advice from somebody who's upgraded their spouse more than their cell phone. Do we have any Cubs fans here today? Okay, well, here's the situation. Taking advice from my mother-in-law like that would be like taking advice from the Cubs on how to win the World Series. You might get there after 100 years of trying, but in the meantime, you're cursed with an old goat, a corked bat, and a couple of condemned balls. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I'm Liz Fresius. Have a great morning.
Hey, Liz.
Yay.
Hey,
Your
Liz.
host, Chris Crawford.
All right, so I want to welcome into the room. We have a real big dog coming out of St. Louis, Missouri. Vernon Davis, welcome. We didn't expect to see you. That's an awful nice truck behind you. Is that your new ride?
No, and I forgot I didn't realize I had my government name up. I'm sorry. And you called me by it. I got warrants. You can't be doing that, okay? But no, I just popped in. I was down here watching sports and I saw the show. I just try to support every chance I get. Nothing better in the world than comedians doing Zoom. Even though doing comedy shows on Zoom is like taking a blow up doll to the prom. You can do it, but it's probably not going to feel the same. So
It doesn't keep us from double clicking the mouse, sir.
it does. But as far as the truck, I don't drive a Limited. I drive a Platinum. But I believe put your dreams in front of you. Put your dreams in front. You can't reach what you can't see. And if I could turn my camera around, I actually have a picture of the Stardome down in Birmingham, Alabama. It's my dream stage. It's the stage I want to perform on, and I look at it every day. And even in the 15 years I've been back out here, I have not made it to that stage. I've been there, but I haven't performed there. I still keep my dream in front of me.
That's why I write opener for Vernon Davis on my titles.
You'll never open for Vernon Davis. You might open for Longhorn, but you'll
all right.
Yeah, I honestly, and go to show you how much I use Zoom. This is my yeah, you can tell I use this for work. I still have my government name up there. That's just wrong. I need to change that. So I'm just hanging out. Never mind me. I just came in to check y'all out. Love you. Love your set there, Liz, as always. You're a funny lady. Chris, take some notes from her. Maybe one day you'll be as funny as she is.
I'm trying. That's what I aspire to. All right. I aspire for Longhorn to compliment me the way that he just complimented this young lady out of Arizona.
Chris, you are absolutely awesome. And Linda, I thank you for what you do. I even though I don't stay for the shows, I try to pop in and just support. So
Thank you so much.
Everybody else on the show, hey, good morning. Hey, James. Hey, Bruce. Good to see y'all. Yeah, I'm watching football, playing World of Warcraft, and listening to y'all talk about multitasking. And I just booked two trips, 2 shows I just booked out of town, and I'm doing all kinds of stuff this morning.
He's got lots of stuff going. It sounds like your time, just like the truck behind you, is limited. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope in a little while that you'll do 5 minutes with us. At the moment, I'm going to introduce.
Thank you.
Yeah, for the very first time that I've seen him is James Mack. Please welcome to the stage, James Mack.
James.
Hey, how's it going? I think it's funny. He said that, his dreams are in front of him, and that's why he puts the Ford behind him, because it's a nightmare. So, yeah. I have a Dodge. Thank you very much. So see, that's the whole point. See, he's still talking with the mute button on. It fits a Ford owner. It's fine.
James, I am so sorry. I just work. Ford signs my day job check, but I am a Ford guy. I'm sorry for your loss, sir. God does forgive.
It's okay. You know, you got to have somebody to look up to. I understand. No, I know he's named Longhorn. I actually went to Texas A&M. I'm originally from Texas, y'all. And now I live up by New York City. And when I tell people that I'm from Texas, up here, I tend to have to end it with "I'm not racist anymore." So
Totally.
yeah, not only am I from the South, y'all, but so are my parents. My dad's from Louisiana. My mom's from Arkansas, and I was conceived during a wrestling match. So, okay, guys. When I told my mom I was moving up north, like most parents in Texas, she got super worried. She was like, "Oh my God, James, something horrible is going to happen to you up there. You're going to get mugged or beat up, or even worse, lose your accent." So, yeah. Yeah, one of the other things that, and I'm sure it's not going to surprise any of you, but I do have a cousin that has like the Confederate flag tattooed on his chest. And before Christmas, I was talking to Dave, but I promised my Aunt Sherry I wouldn't use his real name. So we're going to call him David. Yeah. And I was like, David, you can't keep supporting losers like this, man. You can't, you know. And he's like, well, your parents still support you. So come on. But then he tried to hit me with all the excuses that you always hear. And he started off with like, the South's going to rise again. We'll get them next season. I was like, next season? I'm like, dude, you're not the New York Jets. You don't get to keep losing year after year. So, but then he pulled this one out. He's like, James, the flag's about heritage. It's not about hatred. And I was like, really? Really? Because you know what, man? I was like, however you dress, however you appear to other people, that's usually what they assume you are. I mean, if you see a pothead in a corner crying with a little green sash by him, you assume it's Girl Scout cookie time. Yeah. If you see four old white guys sitting by a little league field, you assume they're priest. Yeah. And and if you see a Dallas Cowboys, or if you see a guy walking into Philadelphia Stadium with Dallas Cowboys gear, you assume he's suicidal. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you could say it all you want to, Vernon. I see you back there. Hey, I'm all for the Cowboys, but I know better than to wear their gear going into Philly Stadium, man. So I ain't trying to get batteries thrown at me. They threw that at the Pope, dude, and Santa Claus. They threw bricks at Santa Claus. Do you think I want to go into there wearing something with a target on it? No. Like most people all here, I'm a veteran. I did 15 years as a paratrooper. 10 years of that was spent deployed. So please, no quick movements, and everybody will be all right. So sometimes people will, when they find out I'm a veteran, they'll come up and ask me really weird questions. Like I've had people come up to me and be like, "Hey, man, did you ever kill anybody while you were in?" I'm like, "Why do you want to know? What did you do?"
Yeah.
I mean, are you hiring? Do you have a job? What's up? So, I mean, think about it. Very few people get asked that question. Nobody goes up to a McDonald's employee and asks them how many heart attacks they caused last year. The people that usually get asked that are like veterans, babysitters named Casey Anthony, and anybody who's friends with Hillary Clinton. No, people will say thanks for my service, and I usually say no thank you, because for 15 years they paid for my housing and food, for my alcoholism, and for the worst vacation ever, y'all. So yeah, if they pay taxes, they were my boss, and instead of sending me to somewhere cool like Disneyland or Lake Tahoe, they were like, James, how does Iraq, Afghanistan, and Brazil sound? Yeah. I was 17 on my first deployment, and we went to Brazil, or got sent to Brazil. And in my mind, I thought I was going to get to see hot girls in bikinis and play soccer on the beach. No, y'all got me. Instead, I got the Amazon rainforest in the middle of the summer and animals that should have been classified as Satan's pets. Yeah. Y'all, they have 30-foot snakes down there. They have fish so big they can eat you. And they have spiders walking around talking to you and smoking a cigar at the same time. Like, it is ridiculous. I also got to spend 18 months in South Korea. I always have to say South Korea because somebody will come up to me after a show and be like, "Hey man, did you ever get to go to North Korea?" Like, dude, do I look like a 6'7" black dude with tattoos? No.
Mm-hmm.
But while I was over there, I did learn some of the language, and I try and pass that on to people. So that way, if you ever get a chance to go to Seoul or Yongsan or anywhere else over there, then you can know a little bit about what you need to say. Like if you want to say hello, it's or if you want to say thank you, it's 감사합니다. Yeah. And if you want to ask a girl out, it's no STDs. There you go. But, yeah. The other part to it is some people want to know, like, James, do you have PTSD from all your deployments? Yes, I do, but I've convinced my mom that stands for being pretty, tempting, sexy, and debonair. So there you go. And I know I'm a little chubby. I understand I've gained some weight, but y'all, I found out that y'all are just prejudiced against chubby dudes in jogging pants. That's what it is. Because check this out. It's like, you know, I go out there, and if y'all see a dude with a 6-pack, like nobody in here. But if y'all see a dude with a 6-pack out wearing jogging pants, y'all are like, oh, he just got through working out. Then you see my chubby butt out there and you're like, oh, he just got through working on a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Because I really did try. Like before the quarantine, I went to the doctor. It was like, what do I got to do to lose weight? And he's like, I'll tell you what, we're going to give you this little Fitbit, little watch goes on your right wrist, measures the motion of your wrist. It'll tell us how much you worked out. I was like, awesome. And the first 2 weeks, the only thing that I learned about myself is I drank for 3 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I stuck with it, y'all, and went back to the doctor and I showed him the app and he's like, wow, James, you're up to like a half marathon every week now. And I was like, yeah. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that I took it off my wrist, put it on my dog's tail and started feeding him treats. So now at least one of us gets excited when we hear the words workout. So the other thing that happens with or one of the things with my PTSD is that I do get a little paranoid every now and again, but most people do. Like if with the exception of in New York City, if you've driven anywhere outside of a big city, you had this happen where you're driving and you take a right-hand turn and the car behind you takes a right. Then you take a left, they keep following you. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh man, is that the FBI? Is that my ex? Huh. My case, when it gets really weird, and this is what causes me problems, is when I'm the car in the back and the car in front of me is taking every turn that Waze says I have to take. Now all of a sudden I'm like, man, am I in the FBI? But it's all right. We both end up at a buffet. It's all right. No. Anybody here have any pets? So yeah, what do you got, Bruce? Do you got a dog or a cat?
I got a dog.
Awesome. See, that's a good thing, because if you would have said you had a cat, I'd have been like, you don't have a pet, you have a roommate that won't pay rent. So, yeah. Now, one of the things, so I got a dog in January. Yeah, I got a quarantine dog. And when I told my mom about it, she was like, "Oh, James, like you're a pet parent now. I'm gonna make a little sweater for you that says you're a doggy daddy." And I was like, "No, you're not. No, Mom. I work in New York City. I'm from Texas. People already think that I have relations with animals. We don't need this." So. All right, y'all. My name's been James Mack. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right, very funny. And I've not seen you before, and I feel like I've been missing out. But we hope to see you again. You know that we do this every week. If you're in Central Time, which is what I'm going to reference, we do it 1 o'clock on Saturday and 1 o'clock on Sunday. So please don't be shy. The next person we have coming to us is someone I've seen quite a few times. I've even bought a clinic from him, I think. Bruce Barbecue. Please come on up, and everybody, please get loud. Clap for this man. Welcome him.
Woo! New name change and everything. We're doing this live, and this is awesome. This is the best show I've ever done, and I'm not just saying that because I'm doing it on my couch. This is rad. Thank you so much for having me. It is a good show already. It's better than the show I did last night. I was doing a show, and I was talking about, you know, those signs that say you can't be in a hot tub if you've had diarrhea in the past 48 hours. A guy walked in while I was talking about that, and he sat down at a table, and I go, hey, you ever have diarrhea in a hot tub? And then he got up and left. So as long as no one does that, this is going to be the best set of my life. I want to share something. All right, Longhorn's gone. Nailed it. That's exactly That's perfect. I love it. Thank you so much. I really needed that. So what I'm going to do is something super special. I don't know if you guys know me that well, but I live in Connecticut, and I used to work at a really crappy liquor store in Hartford, Connecticut for like 5 years. And I used to go out on the road and then come back and work there for a month and stuff. And I wrote a book about all the worst experiences while I worked at that liquor store, and it's published. If you want one, you can hit me up, but I'm going to read some of my favorite excerpts from it. And I know you guys can't really see it, but it's kind of written like a script. So I'm going to read it like, you know, when a customer talks, I'll say customer. When it's me, I'll say me. You guys know how scripts work. I don't have to explain that to you. So let's just jump right in. Okay. August 12th, 2017, liquor store, 9:31 a.m. Oh yeah, by the way, this place opened at 8 in the morning. This was a rough joint, but this is a great introductory to just how great my job was. All right. 9:31 a.m. Customer walks in. Customer, you open? Me in a clearly open store. Yeah. Customer walks out. 9:35 a.m. Customer re-enters. Pint of Henny? Me, 24:45. Like, it's basically just caveman talk at this point. Customer, oh no, it has to be smaller than that. That's not a typo. That's exactly what he said. It has to be smaller than that. Me, okay, do you want a half pint? It's $13.35. Customer, who I see is holding $18, by the way. No, I don't have enough. Customer then leaves. 9:38 a.m. Customer re-enters. Customer, how much are the Butteritas? We've gone from pint of Henny to Butteritas. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, am I right? Me, what size? Customer, grape. Me, no, like how big? Customer, grape. Nailed it. You guys are doing a great job. This is perfect. These are the best of the best. I appreciate you guys entertaining me. This is a little earlier in the morning, so you'll get a feel. Because like all this stuff would happen like before like noon half the time. October 11th, 2018, liquor store, 8:53 a.m. Guy in pajamas is buying a 6-pack of Heineken and a 5th of New Amsterdam coconut. Guy, I don't have to go to work till tomorrow. Me, nice. Guy, no, it's not. I had a call out of work today. Oh, okay. Perfect. Please hold all of your applause to the end. November 11th, 2017, liquor store, 10:50 a.m. This is a little later one. This guy was nuts. Guy, you want to buy any silver diamonds? Me, not interested. Thanks, though. Guy just stares at me for like 10 seconds. Guy, where am I going to sell them then? Me, I don't know. Probably not a liquor store, right? I then pull out a muffin. Guy, yo, you got a spare muffin? Me, dude, what? No. Guy then pulls out a bag of cherries from a trench coat. I'll trade you some of these cherries. Dude, get out right now. Hell yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, you guys will like this one. It's quick and short. One sentence. Liquor store, 4:03 p.m. Customer, Dutch. What's that like? Irish? Perfect. Nailed that one. Stuck the landing and everything. You guys are doing so well right now. I really appreciate it. Has anyone ever read a book before? We're doing it. All right, we're doing this one. This one's really fun. This is one of my favorite moments ever. Liquor store, 2:53 p.m. A crackhead just came in pretending to be a health inspector, and I had to show him where the fresh beer was. Okay, everyone loves this model I'm doing right now. This is perfect. And I know what you're thinking, like, Brian, what was like the worst part about working at this liquor store? Was it like dealing with like drug addicted people? Was it dealing with like the poverty, or like just dealing with like hostile people all the time? Believe it or not, the most frustrating thing about it was just dealing with people that could not do basic math. Like, just like, oh, what's 3 + 5? And it would just like their head would explode. It was just a terrible thing. This story in particular, if I could ever murder somebody and get away with it, this would be the person I would do it for. No, I'm just kidding. But like, all right, I'm going to go slow to make sure you guys can all stand this. This is going to be like my Sesame Street section of the thing, okay? You all know how like scratch tickets work, how they're like different, there are different amounts and stuff. Like you buy $5 scratch tickets, $2 scratch tickets. Someone will nod just so I know I'm talking to people.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I don't want to have to explain it either way. So I'm gonna go slow and we'll pause after the first line. Liquor store, 2:37 p.m. Customer, can I get 8 $2 scratch tickets? Let's pause right there. Where are we at right now? Bruce is muted, but I think you said the right answer.
16.
Thank you. Customer, how much is that? Me, $16. Get ready. Customer, okay, I have a $20 bill. How much is left? Everyone okay so far? Cool. Me, $4. Customer, I need to see it. I hand her $4 and she just stares at it confused. You guys ready? Customer, how many more $2 scratch tickets can I get? Me, who's literally contemplating suicide at this point. 2. Customer then makes 2 $2 piles, counting it out slowly, like 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, you're right. I know. I'm right. You are doing good. Okay, maybe this will get everyone to laugh, or at least more than one person. This was the funniest thing I've ever heard at the liquor store in my entire life. This is the best line I've ever heard anyone say. It was just this guy walked in and just goes, "Man, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry right now. If I farted, it'd smell like nothing." Thank you. That was for my self-esteem, pretty much strictly. You guys are doing great. I know you guys think this is the best book you've ever read, and I'm reading it to you. This is the best book on tape live ever. All right. Liquor store, 11 a.m., right on the dot. Customer walks in and he puts a giant bottle of vodka on the counter. Customer, what goes good with vodka? Me, I don't know, orange juice? Customer, man, it's too early for that. For orange juice. Yeah. Liquor store, 2:39 p.m. Guy asked if we sold cauliflower. That was cool. Okay. Liquor store, 9:06 a.m. This lady didn't know what chocolate milk was. Liquor store, 8:13 a.m. Customer, you have a bathroom? Me, no. Customer, can I have some napkins then, please? Cool. December 19th, 2016, liquor store, 9:50 a.m. Guy who's been in 3 times already today. Hey, do I smell like booze? I have to go to court like right now. Nah, you're good, dude. So I guess for this last one, I don't even need the book for it. I'm going to tell you guys about the worst thing that ever happened at the liquor store because I know you guys are so enthralled at this point. I'm going to describe it to you the way it was described to me because I was not there when it happened. Okay, maybe I don't know. I have time for this. Sorry, I didn't see the minute thing, but I'll do it quick. I'll do it real quick. We had a very big rat problem. I know you're thinking, Brian, this wasn't a cleanliness issue. No. So this rat, we used to see him on the security camera because he would set off alarm stuff. He was so big, he was like the size of a cat. And the problem with this rat was we would see him during the night. He would walk, he had a hole in the wall, and he would steal individually candy bars one at a time. He was costing us a lot of money stealing every single candy bar we had in the liquor store. And he was very elusive. Like he was cutting through copper wires that were actually the cameras looking at him. This guy was a super villain. We were trying to take him down. So we're like, let's put some rat poison out. I know, cool. I don't want to kill him, but we got to do it, right? And I don't know if you guys know how those cubes of rat poison works. What it does is dehydrates them. This guy was so good. He ate almost an entire chunk of one and then jumped in the toilet and drank all the water and survived. This guy was literally a genius. I couldn't handle it. So I know you're thinking, how did he meet his demise? This is how it was described to me. The way the liquor store worked is there was a counter. You had a cash register for booze and one for lottery. You can't do both transactions and bad decisions at the same time. So you have to do them separately. The way my coworker describes it is that he's just serving a line full of customers and he sees a drip of water fall down. Doesn't think anything of it, keeps serving customers, drip of water, starts getting more frequent, drip, drip, drip. He starts to look at it. He looks at it, drip, drip. It's not drip of water. It's maggot, maggot, maggot. Oh yeah, you know, and we have one of those dumb drop ceilings too. So he takes the broom to be like, hey, damn kids, keep it down or whatever. And when he pushes it up, the rat then falls down and explodes on the counter with a line full of people. And nobody got out of line. They served everybody. And that was the first time we ever closed the liquor store early. Thank you guys so much for coming to the show. Enjoy the rest of it. This was really fun. And thank you for having me.
Yay.
Hey,
Holy
Bruce
smokes. Holy smokes. Barbecue. No, actually, I kind of want to call him Kaufman. It was very Andy Kaufman. Very good. Well, also a comedic genius. He should not be by any means upset about being compared to Andy Kaufman. Very good. That's what just went down. He read to us just like Andy. All right. So the next person we have on our list, let me make sure that I am not messing this up. What we have is we have. I'm sorry.
Congratulations on the book.
Oh yes, absolutely. Congratulations on the book. So, Darren, are you still here? Darren Hurl.
Darrell, no, I don't think so.
He is not still here. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up our Bob Hope guest. Now, this Bob Hope spot is actually reserved for our non-military, non-veteran comedians that we have taken a liking to and decided to invite them. And they were so they were so cool that they actually said yes to us. So I'm going to introduce you to Bruce Lipsky. Bruce's stand-up has been seen at Dangerfields, the Broadway Comedy Club, Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and the Comic Strip Live in New York City, as well as Governor's, the Brokerage, and he says My Father's Place on Long Island. So he's been all over New York. He's been in all the clubs that we want to be in. He's a big dog, and we're so happy to have him with us. Please put your hands together, get loud one time, give a whoop whoop for Mr. Bruce Lipinski. Or Lipsky. I apologize. Bruce Lipsky.
That's okay. I've been called worse. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's truly an honor to be here. Thank you very much. I don't know if anybody here has elderly parents. I got a call from my 87-year-old dad the other day. And he said, Bruce, guess what? They just opened up a new comedy club in my neighborhood. I said, Dad, that's fantastic. What's it called? He said, Stand Up MRI. I said, Dad, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, did you check it out? He says, they wouldn't let me in. I didn't have a prescription. But he said, I did call. The good news is there's no cover charge, but there is a 2 copay minimum per person. I said, maybe Dad, I'll be able to play there one day. But it's hard when parents get older. I think there's something wrong with my father. He's starting to lose it. I had to take him to the hospital recently for some tests. So we're in the elevator, and this technician wheels in this machine with all these tubes and hoses. My father looks at him and says, "Mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you?" The guy looks back and says, "I hope not for your sake. It's the carpet cleaner." So after the hospital, I figured I'd take my parents to their favorite place, Friendly's. But there's never anything friendly when my parents go out. They're lukewarm at best. They don't go out to eat. They go out to complain. We're sitting down. My mother calls over the manager. She says, "Mister, look, it's bad enough my eggs are running and my toast is burnt. How come you don't serve coffee in those nice brown Friendly mugs anymore?" The manager said to her, "Lady, we stopped because people kept on stealing them." She goes, "Oh, I can't believe this is a tragedy. What's going on over here? I only needed one more to complete my set." So now I have a mother with a mug shot for being a mug thief. And it's so hard taking them out. I've run out of restaurants to take them to. Restaurants are now doing Yelp reviews of my parents. But it was their anniversary, so I figured I'd take them out to one of my favorite fancy restaurants. Same thing again. We go there, my mother sits down, she starts complaining. She says, "Bruce, this soup is cold, it's disgusting, it's tasteless." I said, "Ma, that's the finger bowl." And when a meal finally came out, she started eating. She slammed down a fork and said, "Bruce, this is the worst Greek salad I've ever eaten." I said, "Ma, how many times did I tell you, you don't order a Greek salad in a Chinese restaurant?" And it's hard. I'm just scared I may turn into my parents. I just turned 65 years old. 65. And I looked in the mirror. I look like a rusted old 56 Buick. This body is completely shot, totally out of alignment. My rear end is making funny sounds. My hose is starting to leak. My ball joints have all dried out. I said, "Oh, I better get Mako." Mako says, "Oh, no, you better get Medicare." I was at my doctor's and I said, "Doctor, I can't get going anymore. Nothing gets started. The only thing that starts up every morning with me is my wife." He suggested I make an appointment at the Pep Boys. He says, "Ask for Rocky. He's AARP certified." And I told my doctor, I said, "Doctor, look at this. I'm starting to put weight in the middle. There's paunch over here. What's going on?" He says, "Bruce, I think you got the furniture disease. Looks like your chest is falling into your drawers." And in my house, it used to be if I had a leak, I'd call my plumber. Now I call my urologist. And he's $50 cheaper. I remember back in the day, the late 70s, I used to go to Studio 54. I'd get on that dance floor, I'd go bust a move. Now I'm afraid to take my wife dancing. I may bust a hip. Every time my wife says, "Let's do the hustle," I'm afraid I'm going to pull a muscle. And the other day, my wife said, "Bruce, let's get down tonight." I said to her, "Honey, I don't mind getting down, but how the hell am I going to get up?" And it's getting bad. I'm starting to forget things. I swear my foam mattress has a better memory than I do. And I said, I'm 65 years old. At one time, I actually had a full head of hair. I used to use a product to keep my hair stiff called Vitalis. Now that I'm older, if I want to keep things stiff, I depend on Cialis. And I used to be into photography. I used to develop film using my Polaroid. Now at 65, the only thing I'm developing are hemorrhoids. But when you get older, you got to really watch out. I think people try to rip you off. I brought my vehicle in the other day to my mechanic, and he gave me a $1,200 bill. I looked at it. I said, he replaced 4 tires, recharged the air conditioner, recalibrated the airbags. I said, "This is all wrong." He says, "Why?" I told him I drive a motorcycle. Hard. That's tough. But when you get older, you got to stay in shape. So I started an exercise program. I wasn't doing ventriloquy, by the way. But anyway, I started an exercise program, but I only exercise late at night, between hours of 3 and 5 in the morning. I run sprints from the bedroom to the bathroom. My wife calls it my flea to pee. This is great. I mean, you know, when you get older, you start hearing voices also. Maybe I'm hearing voices. Anybody else hearing them? Yeah. So anyway, you know, as I said, the good news is I got my time down under 6 seconds. But unfortunately, I only could hold my pee for 4.2. And my wife is a fitness nut. She takes goat yoga. You may have heard of this. This is where you lay on a mat, the goat jumps on your back and licks your ears. My wife finds it very therapeutic and relaxing. I said to my wife, wait a second. I tried that last week and you slapped me and threw me out of the bedroom. And now you'll pay a goat to do it? She said, well, he's got fresher breath. So I asked her, did they allow kids in the class? She says, no, they only use adult goats. And my wife, though, as I said, she's a great lady. We've been together a long time. But before I met her, I dated a lot of people. I even dated a famous TV weather person. But the first time we got intimate was like a bad winter forecast. She was predicting 10 to 12. All she got was 2 to 4. Now was she angry? Now I know why they name hurricanes after women. But we've been together a long time, my wife and I. Just celebrated our 30th anniversary. Oh no, 30 years of wedded bliss. Oh no, wedded blisters. Because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way. And I got the calluses to prove it. It's tough though, it's tough. You know what she did the other day? She's into this organic stuff. She sent me out to the store to buy some organic vegetables. But I never did that before. So I asked the produce guy, how can I tell which ones are organic? He said, if they're half the size and twice the price, they're organic. I said, I think I drive one of those. It's called a Prius. But she's into it's kale. Kale is the latest thing she's into right now. So, the trouble with kale is, I don't know anything about kale, but if the first ingredient in a recipe is kale, how good can a recipe be? And the trouble with kale is it tastes like kale. And I did a little research with kale. Kale is part of the lettuce family. It's like lettuce's bitter cousin. The one that's 50 years old and been divorced 4 times? That's kale. But my wife told me that kale is one of these new superfoods. I don't know, Linda, you and I, growing up way back when, we didn't have superfoods. We just had food. But, with kale, to me, it's like kryptonite. Superman can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Kale will clean out my colon in a single serving. And the latest superfood to hit my table is something called quinoa, or quinine. I'm not exactly sure, but my wife says, Bruce, it's called quinoa. I said, if I can't spell it or pronounce it, I shouldn't be eating it. But the new superfood for me for 2021 is chipotle. But my son corrects me, says, Dad, it's pronounced chipotle. Right, this is coming from a kid who got a 40 on its Spanish regions. I said to him, whether it's chipotle or chipotle, I really do love that pulled pork for distance. They're delicious. My wife, I feel bad for her because, she really tries hard. She thinks everybody in the family is a food critic. Everybody's Gordon Ramsay. She'll spend an hour on the internet looking for a recipe, another hour shopping, and a third hour cooking the stuff. And in 30 seconds, my son will say, you're cooking that shitty chicken again? Or that crappy chicken again, I'm sorry. Let's roll that tape back, I'm sorry. And I do feel bad for my wife, because she really does try hard. She tries to run our kitchen like a 5-star restaurant, which is apropos, because every time she cooks, I have reservations. But she's a great lady. And I'll finish up on this one. Way back when, last March, I actually got COVID and I was pretty sick. And when you're in COVID, you're under quarantine. And let's face it, there's no action happened in your house because of that. But in order to keep the passion alive, what my wife did? She took one of her Victoria's Secret black lace bras, cut them up and made masks out of them. Thankfully, she's a double D, or else it would have never fit over my nose. Thank you. My name is Bruce Lipsky. Appreciate it.
All right, Bruce Lipsky. Holy smokes, another great comic. Thank you so much for taking Bob Hope's spot. We appreciate you guys so much. Woo! Woo! All right.
Sorry for the faux pas. Sorry for that faux pas.
Oh, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name.
Oh, go ahead. We're even.
All right, so actually we have closing out today, we have Linda Marcus, but we're not going to get her on here just yet because she likes me to or she's let me know that she appreciates that I give her or try to give her something new every week. And she thinks that I'm some kind of wordsmith, and I don't know if that's true or not, but a decent wordsmith has to at least take a crack at this particular word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now that sounds cool and fine. Like I watched a very white movie recently, but I'm going to see if I can spice it up and bring it a little bit more into maybe pop culture. So it could be something like this. Wait, I should do this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it sounds quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious, cautious. All right, there's your new thing, Miss Linda Marcus Smith. She's a person that's put all this together, makes it all super possible. Like I don't even imagine we could do this without her, or not at the level that we're doing it. Linda Marcus Smith, coming out of Las Vegas. She has interviewed almost over 600 comedians from around the world of all walks of life and all levels of fame. Please put your hands together for Miss Linda Marcus Smith.
Hi, everybody. I look blurry, don't I? Maybe it's my new glasses. Yeah, I just turned 21, Brian, for the third time. Yeah, I've been killing it with getting older. I don't refer to it as 70. I say I'm 21 times 3 plus none of your business. Because math confuses everybody, not just me. Oh no, yeah. I have a twin brother. His name is Fred, and he embarrassed me so much this birthday. He came out as a 70-year-old. So I had to say my age. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon, and I don't have much self-esteem, right? Not because I'm from Portland and not because I'm 70. I don't have much self-esteem because I haven't gotten any compliments lately. Not good ones anyway. And I thought I lost all my good looks. Where are those dimples I had once? And then I realized, oh, it's the Me Too movement. Thank God. No compliments. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what a lady has to do in Vegas to get compliments at this age? I have to march up and down Vegas Boulevard in prom gowns and stilettos. Picture that, Brian. Gosh. Yeah. I went to the gym, because I wanted to be in shape and confuse young men. I just want them to think that from behind, I might be 1 times 21. And then when they come around and have to look at my face and take me at face value, joke's on them. That's their problem. Yeah, I went to the gym and I did a whole bunch of cardio. Almost had a cardia. And now I'm winning because I got a Cardi B minus. Yeah. If this was a clean set, I would say something about a Nicki Minaj a trois, but I can't say that. Can I, Brian? Oh my gosh, yeah. In the 50s, men would say anything to a woman because it was before we had Gloria Allred on speed dial. Men could say whatever, we were all red. Yeah. So now, thanks to the 50s men, I'm addicted to getting me some attention. And I will do anything to get it. Prom gowns, hooker heels, up and down. I will jump on the hood of your car to get you to honk at me if I have to. And if you honk, it might be because I'm standing in the middle of Vegas Boulevard, at which point I'm going into my Robert De Niro impression. Are you honking at me? You better be honking at me. Do you know how long it took for me to look this good with the fake blonde hair, the brand new teeth, the stilettos? You better be honking at me. Yeah, they don't have time for it. I mostly just say that in my mind. It makes me feel good. But my idea of a really good day in Vegas is when I'm going through a casino and security steps up to me and says, "You look just like Marilyn Monroe." I don't take my looks seriously. I get frustrated because I do comedy, and afterwards everybody always says, "Oh, you're so beautiful." What about the jokes? What if I was in the Miss Universe contest and they told me how funny I am? Makes no sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Portland, Oregon in the 50s, I did a lot of things I regret. One of the things I regret is that I was a shoplifter. I used to take lipstick and makeup off counters, and well, I hate to brag, but I almost turned a 5 and dime store with a soda fountain into a nonprofit. Single-handedly. I was too good. Have you ever been so good at something you had to quit? Oh my gosh. I went back to them because I had a conscience, and I said, "I'm so sorry. I've been stealing. And what can I do to make it up to you?" And they said, "Don't come back." That's what they said. So yeah. Fred Meyer's, they're still in business, and I quit my shoplifting. That was in the 60s. But in the 70s, after shoplifting, after I gave it up, I became a wanted woman at the post office. I found it out at the post office. You don't want to do that. That's the awkward place. That's where they put up the posters, But there was this man, and he was staring at me. His eyes followed me, pointed, said he wanted me. Oh my gosh, I'm a boomer. Do you think we said no to a man at any age? It was a poster of Uncle Sam. So I went in the army. You're welcome. You speak in English, it's because of me. Kidding. I went in 73. That was in the middle of Vietnam. When our men and women were in the bushes of Nam fighting for our rights. I was in Germany in a little unit called YITA, Y-I-T-A. I was the only one in the unit because I made it up. It's yodeling in the Alps. I didn't do anything in the military. They didn't even have me take out the trash. Nothing. I was in a cage counting money. Military intelligence forgot to notice that I'm a little bit Jewish and put me in the middle of Deutschland, über alles of the countries in the world. Take that, Hitler. I had a lot of fun in Germany. One day I called up my parents to tell them how much fun I was having. I was like, "Mom, Dad," they were divorced. But that was in 1970. It was really more like, "Mom, Dad." Yeah. Right? No, I'm having a lot of fun. You'll never guess what I'm doing. I'm drinking with the German soldiers until they fall under the tables drunk. Isn't that great? No, not because of World War II and Hitler. Because of government issued alcoholism. Isn't that wonderful? Hello? That was the only time they agreed on anything. I hung up on. Yep. One time when I was in the military and basic training, I was ironing a uniform, and we were going to have an inspection any minute. So I was hurrying, trying to get it perfect. Burnt a hole in the sleeve. I was so distraught. I knocked on the drill sergeant's door. She said, "Come on in, Private Marcus." So I went in, and she said, "I said, wait a minute, Private Marcus. Have you ever cried like this?" I went into one of those in basic training. I'm lucky I survived being in the military. I'm surprised they let me go to Germany. I'm just lucky all around. What's the takeaway with all of this? I'm a Shugana lady from Portland, Oregon that used to shoplift, didn't have a record for it, gets in the military, part Jewish, goes to Germany, drinks the soldiers under the table and burns a hole in her uniform. There's no takeaway. Unless you go to a thrift store one day and you happen to see a uniform with a burnt sleeve. Will you pick it up for me? I'd really like to have it. Thanks, you guys. I'm Linda Marcus Smith.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
Linda.
man. Oh gosh, man, what a great show. You guys all bring it every single time. So stinking funny. I am going to go ahead and take a moment to plug our shows again. We do this show every Saturday and every Sunday. I'm going to reference Central Time. So we do it at 1 o'clock on Saturday and 1 o'clock on Sunday. This is our military for military or veterans for military, depending on how we decide to say it at the moment. Now, veterans for military, right now is a bunch of veteran and military comics performing for other veterans and military individuals. A lot of them, it's actually recorded and sent out to organizations and played for view for these for people who might need a smile or just might need us to help them brighten their day. So thank you for joining us, comics. It's a real honor to have you, Bruce Lipsky, and our Bob Hope Spot. The Bob Hope Spot is actually we're so proud to have that because that allows us to reach out to some of those outstanding comedians that just didn't happen to be in the military. They're but have a huge heart and support us a ton. So we appreciate that support, and we appreciate your serious craftsmanship in the world of comedy. Good stinking job. You're very funny, Bruce. That's what I'm saying. No, you guys, this was awesome, man. But we can't do it without our sponsor. We have our sponsor, AHA Broadway. AHA Broadway actually teaches classes and clinics, and they cut us military types a pretty good break. They've been kind enough to sponsor these shows and ensure that we're able to distribute some little bit of money for the people that come in here and perform for us. So thank you, AHA Broadway, and for not for just sponsoring our show, but for offering our military and veteran types a little bit of a price break on your amazing clinics. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing else for you. This has been awesome. I hope to see you guys next week. And there we go. Back to you, Linda.
Thank you, everybody, once again for coming. Oh, my gosh, I loved all your comedy. People came and left. Somebody even was heckling Bruce.
I hear voices. Do I hear voices? That's the problem when you get old.
We got rid of her. Well, you guys are so awesome. And thank you, Liz and Chris, for all your help behind the scenes, and Chris in front of the screens. And there she is. She was behind the screen. Now she's in front of it. And Brian, your set was amazing. Bruce, you always bring it. And where's your next show going to be at? So people on Zoom, so we can watch you.
Me? Tonight at 8 o'clock. No Line to Cross. Jerry Hodges. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome. Where are you going to be performing, Brian? Barbecue?
My wife and I run a Zoom open mic every Tuesday called the Meat Slap Mic. It's open to anybody that wants to come by. It's super fun. We do it every Tuesday. We're never going to stop doing it. So that's my next Zoom show always.
Wonderful. The meat show.
Right,
The
right.
Meat Slap Show.
Yeah.
Him and his wife are fabulous. They're fabulous people.
It's instead of clapping, we say slap that meat together. Like it's
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Great.
Thank you so much. And Liz, where will you be that we can watch?
The Bay Area Cooperative is actually doing a fundraiser coming up in October. So I will be performing on that along with Helene Witt and also headliner Longhorn.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
And for you, Chris, where can we-
For me, my next stop is not until next weekend. I'm going to spend 3 days in Dallas, hanging out. We're doing Rocking the Red Carpet. So with the Veterans of Comedy, I will be I'll be hanging out with a bunch of people way more famous than myself on Rocking the Red Carpet, and we will be entertaining between the bands. And one of us lucky people are going to go on just before Warrant, and they'll probably chant Warrant through our set the entire time. But I'm very excited about it, and it's going to be really, really cool because I can't wait to do that. So Dallas, Texas, here I come.
Wonderful. Yay. You guys are awesome.
Wait,
Thank you so
Linda, where are you?
Tonight, I'm going to be on No Line to Cross with Bruce Lipsky, and then I'll be hosting the show Liz mentioned in October with the Bay Area Arts and Entertainment Group. and Elaine and Longhorn and Liz. Yes. Liz
Yeah,
is
great show.
featuring. I can't wait. And then in February, she's going to headline.
All right,
Beautiful.
awesome. All
That's
right.
news to me, but thank you.
Yes, yes, yes,
No.
Liz.
I thought
Love
I
us
told
some Liz Frizz.
you.
All right, let's stop recording so we can party.
All right.
Yes, thanks you guys. Appreciate you all.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having me.
Much.
Super fun.
If you
Great
know
sets,
any
everybody.
places, any veterans I can send it to, anybody, nursing homes, any veteran hit me up.
I definitely will. Thanks
I
again
will.
for having me. Great sets, everyone.
Great seeing you, Brian.
Yes.
Take
You
care.
too.
Right here. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Thank you.
a
Right
lot.
back at you. Like, this has been great. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege, as I said. You know, can't tell you how much I love that lady. I love you too, Liz, but I can't say that because maybe your husband's in the background. And I like you, Chris.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. But anytime I could help out in any way, the organization or organizations,
Still recording, Linda.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, well, we're almost done here. Let me
Mhm.
stop recording.